Chapter 2. Are you a whatever it takes performer? Listen to this. Business consultant Dan Kennedy tells this impressive story. Early in his sales career, when he didn't have a pot to you-know-what in, he wanted to get an appointment with a prospective customer. But despite several attempts, he couldn't. He was stalled. So he sent the prospect a letter via FedEx on a Tuesday morning, telling him that he was flying to his city that Wednesday morning for an important meeting. This is not true, by the way. This was all fabricated. The letter said his meeting was at the airport and his schedule was so tight he didn't have time to come into the city. But he really wanted to talk with him in person. So, and now the letter reads like this, I've arranged for a limo to pick you up in front of your office at 1 p.m., bring you to the airport hotel where I have a conference room. We can meet for just 45 minutes, and the limo will have you back at your office by 3:30 p.m. And there will be a nice sandwich and beverage in the limo in case this forces you to skip lunch. If this isn't okay, please call by 12 noon to cancel. The prospect came, and they met. I'd call that doing whatever it takes. Here's a question for you. If you had wanted that appointment as badly as Kennedy, would you have gone to the lengths he did to get it? Now be honest. Then there's Thomas Edison, inventor and original patent holder on more than 1,000 useful devices. He had more than 10,000 recorded failures, or tries, on the road to inventing the first commercially practical incandescent electric light. But that's not all. He also tried more than 3,000 filaments before settling on his practical version of the light bulb. I mean, holy cow! 10,000 failed attempts and then 3,000 more? I think we could agree that that, too, is doing whatever it takes. Again, a question for you. Would you have stuck with it to that extreme, or would you have given up before? Diet guru Jenny Craig said, it's not what you do once in a while, it's what you do day in and day out that makes the difference. Amen. A weight loss expert would know. Roger Bannister, first person to run the 4-minute mile, said it this way, the man who can drive himself further once the effort gets painful is the man who will win. Double amen. A few years ago, I sat in on a how-to sales training presentation. The trainer showed empirical evidence that salespeople who don't get the order often make 2 or 3 or 4 attempts with a prospect and then give up. But those who do get the order stayed with it for, on average, 12 contacts. That's why there are so few salespeople in the upper echelon of money earners. Most give up way too soon. But those who are more determined stick with it longer and enjoy a lifestyle the others only dream about. A key point to remember about determination is illustrated in the words of photographer and journalist Jacob Riss. He said, when nothing seems to help, I go and look at the stonecutter hammering away at his rock, perhaps 100 times without as much as a crack showing on it. Yet at the 101st blow, it will split in two. And I know it was not that blow that did it, but all that had gone before. His point? Persistence. Doing whatever it takes. I tried to fix a leaky kitchen faucet last week, and after a few minutes of tinkering, my inept fumbling turned a weak, slow drip into a jet spray across the room. I picked up the phone and called a plumber. For those of you keeping score at home, that's 1 attempt, 1 failure, and then I waved the white flag. Not real impressive, but then I admit unashamedly, a Mr. Fix-It I am not. On home repair projects, Thomas Edison is in no danger of losing his persistence record to me. On other things, though, things I'm wildly passionate about, I am proud to say my wife calls me a Cat 5 hurricane. I just move out of your way because I know nothing will stop you, she says, plastered against the wall as I steam by. Not a company policy, not a difficult or unwilling person, not a 102-degree fever, not a brick wall, nothing will stop you. Yes, I am very proud of that. The fact is, I never cease to be amazed and impressed at the lengths some people will go to accomplish their goal. Accent on some. In actuality, very few people. Just what is it that drives that small percentage of determined people to stick with it and grind it out through failure after frustrating failure, disappointment after grueling disappointment, many times through the ridicule, criticism, and point and laugh mockery of colleagues, friends, and family? You know, I'm not sure I know. It's some intangible, invisible quality. This I do know. If I could bottle and sell it, I'd be a bazillionaire. This also I know. Market-driving entrepreneurs, category leaders, successful inventors, repeatedly winning teams, triumphant armies, and others at the top of their game in sports, business, entertainment, families, military, and education, all have it. Or they wouldn't be standing at the peak of the pyramid. I'm certain passion plays a key role. The things that we're intensely passionate about, we're also deeply stubborn about and willing to do and go to most any length to get what we want. Here are some lessons and actions for you. Are you one of these people who will stop at virtually nothing, marshal every resource you can muster, use every tool at your disposal, including some you have to manufacture on the spot, to accomplish what you want done? Said another way, can you channel your inner MacGyver when you need to? I hope so. If you can, you're a leader people will follow into battle. Edison once said, "Many of life's failures are people who did not realize just how close they were to success when they gave up." I remember a movie I saw when I was young, maybe 8 or 9. A plane crashed in a snow-covered area. One of the survivors trekked out looking for food when a horrendous blizzard hit. In his snow blindness, he got disoriented, wandered aimlessly, and couldn't see his way back to the plane. Night fell, he grew weary, the frigid temperatures overtook him, and he died in his tracks. The camera slowly pulled back to reveal he was only a few feet from the wingtip, but he couldn't see it through the blinding blizzard. The other survivors were no more than 50 yards away on the other side of the plane with a roaring fire. Just a few more steps to safety. That image is forever etched in my mind. This trait, this do whatever it takes attitude, is one it would behoove every leader, every high achiever, anyone who wants to thrive, including you, to fully develop. Required of yourself and expected of those you lead too. Life and leadership success key number 2. Do whatever it takes, climb any mountain, push through any obstacle, ignore any adversity to achieve the outcome you want.